to the greenery.
Hi, my name is Kirsten Segler from the Greenery, and in this segment we want to talk about basket stuffer grasses. Now what we mean by basket stuffer grasses, we mean grasses that can be used in mixed containers or centerpieces for larger pots, etc. So these are not varieties that would be typically used in your perennial garden. So we just have a great display here behind us of some of our favorite varieties, and we're going to introduce them to you in the next few minutes. The first type of grass we want to talk about is the Pennisetum, or fountain grass. These are by far the most popular annual type grasses used in the landscape and in containers, etc. Over here, this would be sort of the basic generic strain seed variety. It's called Pennisetum setaceum, or Rosy fountain grass. So just plain green blades of grass with a really nice pinky plume to it. The most affordable out of the varieties I'm going to talk about, but maybe the most ordinary. Getting over here, we jump up a notch. Purple fountain grass, or Pennisetum setaceum rubrum. It is by far the top-selling annual type grass there is. In the spring, starts off with sort of a bright green foliage, a little bit of a purple tinge to it. As the season progresses and you get them planted outside and the days get hotter, and that's when the change will occur. You'll slowly get this burgundy form developing on the foliage, and now being second week of September is when you really see the full effect, because we still have great hot sunny days but quite cool nights, and that's what brings out this vibrant burgundy tone to the foliage, and then just a great burgundy plume to it as well. They start off really dark, and as they mature they lighten up like this. Great form to it, nice arching habit, doesn't really ever flop. I just love it. One of my absolute favorites. Up front here would be probably my favorite variety. It's only been out a few years, actually maybe only 2. It's called Fireworks, and in the early season it would have foliage that has a lot of white, pink and green in it, and again, as the season progresses, now being second week of September, all these pink pigments in the foliage will darken up and become more of burgundy, and then the white becomes kind of a lighter burgundy or pink tone. And again, that same beautiful burgundy flowering habit to it. Just awesome full sun grasses for planters and annual beds. One final note with the fountain grass family, the plumes make great dried flower arrangements in the house. So at the end of the season, when you go take out the grass, make sure you cut these off and bunch them up together, and you can use them as a nice interior fall decoration in a vase, and just have a great look to them. These next type of Pennisetum here, called Pennisetum purpureum, are strictly grown for their foliage. Here in our northern climate, being in BC, the season isn't long enough for them to produce the flowers. Down south in the southern states, where the growing season is quite a bit longer, well then they eventually will have a flowering habit to them. But here we strictly grow them for their foliage. We're just getting into these. Next season actually will be our first year really carrying any kind of a selection of this type of grass. I believe this one here in front of me is called Prince, and next year we will be carrying Prince, Princess, Majestic, which is a really tall one, has an arching habit to it. I think it's about 6 feet tall, just a massive specimen. And the blackest leafed grass out there, one called First Night. I'm really looking forward to being able to carry that for you people. So this grass here in front of me is actually Pampas grass. Now when we sell it, it's just a first year seedling plant in the basket stuffer section. Now they do need more than 1 year before they will bloom, but they're just still very popular just to have as a very sturdy centerpiece in the planter. And then they have this cool little arch to the foliage at the end. So structurally very strong and rigid with a nice little arching habit to the top. Now if you want to overwinter this, it wouldn't be that hard because they are almost hardy enough for the Okanagan. So simply just cut it back and bring the container into the garage. Keep it quite dry, And as things warm up in the spring, you'll actually start to see some little green shoots coming out of there, especially if you have a window in the garage. It's just perfect setting for it. Just put it on the ground, don't overwater it or it'll rot, and then bring it back out in the spring and it'll come back from the crown, and then you should start to see some flowering the second or third year if you're really interested in the big white plumes that Pampas grass can create.